What's up, everybody? J Heat Sports Media coming at y'all again with that fire as always, spitting the hot topics and getting the sports conversation started. Y'all know what I'm talking about: football, basketball, and boxing. So, big trade news. Karl Anthony Towns is now a New York Knick. This is a big deal in the league. I think even bigger than some are probably speculating. I've seen reports that it was an equal trade. Both sides won. I think it was CBS, if I'm not mistaken, that graded the trade a B+ for both teams. In my opinion, the New York Knicks just got better, and the Minnesota Timberwolves just got a little bit worse. Not marketably worse, but worse. What do I mean by that? Yeah, the Timberwolves just got a guy that in Julius Randle, he can create his own shot. He can be a bruiser in the paint a little bit. He always goes left, though. Is a little bit predictable with that at times. But he can get his buckets. He can get guys involved. He can rebound. He plays hard, no doubt about it. But he requires the ball a lot. And another ISO type of guy in the pivot doesn't help in a Western Conference that is stacked, where in this league, in the NBA, to win games, you need more spacing and more ball movement. And Cat brought that. Getting DiVincenzo helps on the perimeter, but they already had perimeter defense in Minnesota. That wasn't their problem. Now, it's going to be an issue to see how Randle truly fits. He'll be able to get a bucket, but in the playoffs, that's what we're talking about, the playoffs. Regular season, Minnesota still should be solid. Anthony Edwards should take a step forward this year. And with that alone, they'll be in the playoff mix. But once you get in those playoffs and teams get the key in on you and figure out what your weaknesses are and your strengths, I see this being a bad thing and clogging their offense a little bit in Minnesota. That's my opinion. Now, the Knicks, they instantly get a guy who's the most talented big man to ever play for the New York Knicks. And I say that with much respect. You've had, obviously, Willis Reed that was there, and obviously the great Patrick Ewing. Julius Randle is just left. But none of these guys with the skill set that Cat has. He is the evolution of the big man in the league that are the best of the best today with your Joel Embiids and your Nikola Jokic's. He can stretch the floor, shoot from 40% from the three with a hand in his face or wide open. He can put the ball on the floor off the pump fake and get to the cup and finish. He can put his back to the basket and hit a turnaround fade. He's got a complete game. Free throw shooter. He's going to help space the floor for the Knicks. The one criticism sometimes with Cat is his heart, his grit. I think he took a step forward this year. Now, albeit Anthony Edwards helped with that, being the leader there and being that motivator. But he brought out some extra oomph in Cat's game. But now he's with Coach Tibbs. And I think Thibodeau can do the same for him, especially with Brunson over there as a leader, Hart, Bridges. They've got the pieces around there, and they've built a culture that he's stepping into where he can just kind of fit in. His game just fits, I think, over there. He's going to help Brunson. Depending on how Brunson plays this, Cat could technically be their best player on their team. I know Brunson is right now. And that could continue to be the case. And I know y'all love Jalen Brunson out there in New York, so don't take this as any disrespect. But Brunson is a small score-first guard who is, I think it's going to be hard before getting Cat to get out the East where Brunson is your best player. He can play through Cat a little bit, let Cat get his. In the fourth quarter, when you really need a bucket, when it gets tight, yeah, give it to Brunson, clear out, let him get a bucket, let him do his thing. But throughout the meat of the game, you can play your offense through Cat from the inside, and when Brunson's going to the cup, he got somebody to kick it on the outside. He gonna get you 10, 11 boards a game. And if he feeds into that culture of defense they have out there in New York, he should get you a block or two. 2 blocks would be really solid. But Cat's got an all-around polished game where he gets his buckets easy, and I think this is a benefit to the New York Knicks. They lost some depth. DiVincenzo will be a big loss in some ways, but they will be picked up with what Cat can bring. And he from Jersey too, so he not far from family. He should fit right in. New York Knicks, y'all on the upswing. I thought going into this year before the trade, even though there was high hopes in New York, I didn't see y'all being able to beat the Celtics. I thought that Giannis and Dame were out to prove something this year with Doc Rivers, because they all got something to prove there, because it didn't quite work out like they thought last year. And of course, the Philadelphia 76ers just made a big move getting Paul George. Didn't think y'all was coming out the East. Maybe not getting to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now, a guy like Cat, while he's not better than an Embiid or a Giannis or really like a Jokic, like those guys are still better than him, but he has the potential to cancel out guys like that. So in the East, that'll be critical in a series against them where he can take away the impact of some of what they do and allow y'all scrappy guards and y'all defense and y'all heart to take over and win that game. Maybe Jalen can win a game in the clutch or a series in the clutch. I like this. Stay tuned. All right, that's all the time I got. Y'all know what it is, and you know who you looking for. J Heat Sports Media. Remember to like, subscribe, or get at me in the comments. Find me on YouTube, Instagram, X, and TikTok.